YouTube, what is going on? My name is Nostalgia FPS, and in today's video, we have a banger, a 45 kill streak with the M60, but also, I got a topic I'm passionate about. Guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the pursuit of excellence. Now, excellence is defined differently by everyone. There's different facets of life. There's work, school, relationships, hobbies, sports, all different kinds of talents and abilities. What is important to you is not important to somebody else, and vice versa. But what we're going to be talking about today comes strictly from the idea of self-improvement. There's a quote that I honestly hate, and it's from Shroud, the Counter-Strike pro that's now a streamer. He said, as he was playing and learning Rainbow Six Siege, that his 10 hours were someone else's 1,000 hours. So that is to say, while it takes someone else hundreds of hours to learn a new game and become good at something, Shroud, it takes a fraction of the time. I'd just like to sit here and say that's bullshit. For Shroud, maybe picking up Rainbow Six Siege was easy, but it's not like he didn't spend thousands of hours on Counter-Strike. No one wakes up, goes to Best Buy, buys a pre-built PC, and is just the best player automatically. I remember Shroud talking about being so desperate to be good that he would test out cheats on specific servers that allowed them. That was for Counter-Strike 1.6, but the guy was obsessed with Counter-Strike. I mean, he played it so much that he became a pro. So of course, it's going to be easy for him to pick up Rainbow Six Siege. But to tell your audience that, yeah, you guys can try as hard as you want, you'll never be like me, that is bullshit. To share my own personal experience, I was good at Apex. I was never like pro level, but I made it to master, and a season that was hard to make master, and I beat a bunch of cheaters doing it because Apex is plagued with cheaters, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if I didn't have my experience playing games on controller for so long. For Modern Warfare 3, I made it to Prestige 20 with like barely any double XP weekends, because now if you get on Modern Warfare 3, it's permanent double XP. They gave a double XP weekend in like 2018, never took it away. I was grinding Modern Warfare 3 the year it came out, and it took me 12 months to get 20 prestiges on Modern Warfare 3. And you know what? I had like less than a 1 KD. On PlayStation 3, when no one else was good, millions of people are playing, and I had less than a 1 KD, and I was in a clan. I was spawn trapping people on Demolition, and I was still terrible. I had thousands of hours on Modern Warfare 3, and I was still just absolute dog shit. I remember I even played Infected, and I was looking at my KD ratio, and I was like, if I just play Infected long enough, I can get my KD ratio above 1. I really remember thinking that as like a 15-year-old kid. But I would watch TBNR Frags, and he was so good on PC. I would watch him, and his aim was so perfect, and his playstyle was so fast. He would get double, triple, quad Moabs, and I was just thinking, like, I want to be like Preston. I want to be like TBNR Frags. I never really believed that I was good enough to get a Moab, but eventually, at some point, maybe 6 months into playing the game, I decided I wanted to at least try. I tried for 6 months to get a Moab in Domination, Team Defender, Team Deathmatch, any of the modes, and I couldn't do it. Then I thought, okay, well, I like Infected so much, maybe I can just get one in Infected. If I can get one in Infected, that would be a good first Moab. 6 more months that it took me, and I still couldn't get a Moab. Black Ops 2 came out. I was playing Black Ops 2. I got that on the night of release. But something was telling me, like, I need to get back to MW3. I didn't really like Black Ops 2 at the start. I was really bad, and so I was like, you know what? I miss the familiarity of Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to go back. So we're pretty deep into BO2's life cycle. I finally get an infected Moab on Bakara. I still have it on my PlayStation 3. I watch it back sometimes. It was like a 32 gun streak or something like that. It was something ridiculous. Got all my kills from the Moab. Like, it was a really cool first Moab, but it was just infected. And I got some more infected Moabs. I probably got 30 infected Moabs. But when I would go to Domination, I was still terrible. When I would go back to the regular modes, I was still bad. YouTube, if you are listening to this right now, I want you to know it took me an entire year after getting my infected Moab. I got like 30 infected Moabs in a year. It took me an entire year to get one in domination. I remember I was playing on interchange. I was playing so slow, like it was probably a 10-minute Moab, and the game was like stretching to the end, and I finally got it. And just the feeling of knowing that I actually earned it. Of course, it's not impressive now, looking back, but by the standards at the time, that was like one of the hardest things to do was to get a Moab outside of like, the cheese game modes, infected or whatever. Like getting a 6v6 Moab, for me, it was like I peaked in life. I seriously thought that I was high for like a couple of days. Just, I would be eating breakfast and think to myself, like, man, I got a Moab. Like, and some of you might think, like, oh, that's sad, or, oh, you're 16, like, you should be out getting pussy or whatever. Like, maybe I should have. I don't know why I am the way that I am, but I love video games so much. I obsess over them. And for me as a kid, it did not matter if it was going to take me a whole year after that. I would have played 3 years to get that Moab. I'm so thankful to myself for that experience because I remember, of course, the feeling of what it's like to fail, but I will always have the euphoria, the the mental picture of myself finally achieving a goal that took me so long. For me, a lot of that mindset has carried over into other aspects of my life. When I was lifting weights, I wanted to be able to bench press my body weight. And eventually, I mean, it took me probably a similar amount of time, probably nine months for that, but I could bench press my body weight. And then now here with my video game example, I play Kovacs so much. I play Kovacs almost exclusively. I do make time for Modern Warfare 3 here and there. But on Kovacs, I started out so low. I was like, there's ranks on there. I was gold. There's like 3 sets of ranks. I was on the first set at gold. I was just terrible at the game, and I remember I remember thinking like I need to be good at tracking. I want to be good at Apex on keyboard and mouse because I was good at Apex on controller, but I remember thinking I want to be good at Apex and Modern Warfare 3 on keyboard and mouse. And so I played and I played. I would play some sessions 8 hours. Like if I had that day off work, I would just grind because I believed in myself. I knew the vision that I had for myself, but I knew what I had to do. I couldn't wake up each morning and think I'm not grandmaster, but that's okay. No part of me ever felt or lived life like that. I would wake up and think I'm not grandmaster. I need to start working. And so I started seeing progress. I worked myself up to platinum, and then I got to diamond, and then I got to jade, and then I got to masters, and then I got to grandmaster, and it was such an amazing feeling. It was just like getting a Moab for the first time. The first time I hit a grandmaster score for tracking, man, I thought I was the best. I really did. I was so excited. I couldn't believe it. But it was strange because when I got up to grandmaster, there were 300 other grandmasters. And I kind of thought, what the fuck? Have these 300 other grandmasters worked as hard as I am to be here? Maybe they have, but I don't think that they have. And so I kind of thought to myself, let's say that these other 300 grandmasters they barely took them much playtime to get here, and they got their rank and they quit. That's not going to be me. I'm going to keep playing and I'm going to push past it. And so I slowly started to climb, and I started to climb, and now there's a new season. It's season 5 Voltaic Kovacs. I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. But for this tracking, I pushed myself, and I kept seeing names. I saw names that I used to think were so much better than me, like just insane at the game. And I pushed myself to the top 100, and then I pushed myself to the top 50, and then I pushed myself to the top 25. And when I was in the top 25, I was stuck. I was stuck for a long time, and I thought, maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I just need to like go breathe some air and, you know, hit the gym again or whatever. But no, like I was obsessed with becoming better, and I hit the top 10, and like I started to get recognition from people as being one of the best. and then I pushed the top 5. And I'm number 4 for Kovacs Voltaic precise tracking. There's 3 names above me. Number 2 is a guy named VT Matty who won $25,000 at a Red Bull LAN for aim training, and my score is like 50 below his. What I'm saying, I've been ranting for like 10 minutes. The point of all of this is if I didn't get that Moab, if as a kid I just said, this is too hard, I give up, I wouldn't be here right now. The same thing applies to weightlifting in the gym. If I didn't bench press my body weight, if I just said, I I can't I can't train hard enough to do this, like I'm gonna give up. There's no way. I'm just gonna start running or something. I wouldn't be here right now. In life, winning is learned. You don't wake up and know how to be a winner. You have to fight for your victories and carry the knowledge into the next task. Right now, for my tracking, I am the highest rank on Kovacs. It's called Celestial. I will forever have that trophy in my mind because I believed in myself and I never gave up. And to other people, it might be meaningless. You might listen to this story and think, I don't know what this guy's ranting about. None of this really seems to matter. You're talking about playing Kovacs. Why don't you play a real game? Like, if that's how you think, fine. But for me, I know the skills that I had to develop. I know the physical, mental, emotional control I had to have. And I will always be proud of myself for achieving that. And I hope for you, if you've been listening this far, you find something in your own personal life that you're willing to push like that. Find something so important to you that you will never give up, no matter how much time it takes. No matter if it takes you 2 years, like it took me with Modern Warfare 3 getting a Moab. Anyway, that is the end of my rant. Thank you all for coming to the TED Talk today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.